webinar. So thank you for having me here. My name is Priya Kumar. I'm an author and a motivational speaker. I've written 12 books. Don't ask me how, but I have written a lot. And it's a pleasure to be chatting with you, Amit. You're a celebrated actor, and you've had a new release on Z5, right?
Yes, in
Is
a
it?
couple of
I
days.
यार जीत की जिद बस
Yes.
यही अगर हम सब कर लें, if all of us have that attitude that I have this stubbornness to win, I think it's unbeatable. It's all in the mind. So thank you for joining us. And
Thank you.
I like how they put a one-line introduction for us, but I think the best person to introduce is you. So over to you. Maybe you can say a few words. If you have any disclaimers, please do tell us, and let's get started.
Okay, thank you, Priya. Well, it's an honor for me to be chatting with you, you know,
No, you're
and
very kind.
no, genuinely, because I don't have, uh, I've not written 12 pages properly. So I can only imagine what amazing clarity of thought uh, you would have and you have to be able to write books and on subjects that inspire people and make life clear and not easy, but more give people more clarity and more kind of direction, which direction to go in life. And you spoke about your dogs, and I'm not in India right now, and I just, I wish I had my dogs coming in. We could have had a great chat with our babies in our arms.
Right now?
I am in Dubai right now.
Wow, yeah, wow.
Yeah, and
Nice.
I'm unable to because I'm into deep like in promotions. So if I come to India right now, then the whole quarantine thing. So we decided that we will stay here and do the promotions. And we're also promoting the series here because there are a lot of Indian film fans. There are a lot of Z5 subscribers here as well. So
There are
just
92 countries, huh? So, which is like awesome.
sorry.
There are 92 countries.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. That's like really awesome.
yes. It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, how did you choose to be an actor, or did it choose you? Because I always like to know that if what a person is doing is a part of their primary purpose, or they're just dabbling in it. So people ask me, how did you choose to be an author? And I'm like, it was meant to be. I don't know anything else I would do. It just came naturally. So tell me a little bit about how you decided to be an actor.
I think
And
you've
was
explained it. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes. And was it a tough decision? Because today when you make decisions, it also includes the permission of a lot of other people who may have other opinions to, what you want to do. So yes, and I think our audience would benefit a lot because once the purpose is clear, then I think the path is, the path is common. Whether you're following your heart or not following your heart, you're going to struggle and suffer anyways. So yes, go ahead.
I think Priya, the answer is already. I mean, you've said the answer. But just to kind of highlight few points. Well, I didn't have anyone to kind of come in between my dream or my wants or my desires and my dreams, and I don't allow anyone to come in between them. But I allow people to resurrect me, teach me, correct me, mold me, push me in the right direction through books, through friends, through great quotes, through life, its teachings and learnings, blah, blah, blah. But initially, when you asked the question and you answered it, like, it's a tricky question for me to answer, but since you've put the words, sometimes you think of doing something and then the force, the energy, your willingness, the word, it kind of either takes you closer to what you want or it takes you away from what you want. I call it the omens or the kind of the clues of life,
Hmm.
and you have to be like really, really detached with your ego to understand the clues because sometimes the clues take you south of what you want. And
Yeah.
so in my case, I think everything took me north to acting. But I was
Hmm.
very clear with what I want. Not
Hmm.
initially, though. Initially, it was just like some people told me I cannot make it as an actor. I said, really? So I came on a bike. So it's not a great, fascinating story, but that's the
Hmm.
truth that I just came to Bombay to prove few people who said I can't make it as an actor. And then I started acting. And to keep it concise, after a few years of television and being this, becoming this pompous guy who's wearing an expensive watch and is making a lot of money, I realized I had never read a book. I had so many issues. I had anger issues. I had blah 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 blah. Like, and I just kind of didn't like the guy I saw in the mirror. Simple. And
Mm,
the hard decision was, at that time I told myself, I want to become an actor. And then I
mm,
confided in a friend. He said, "But you are an actor. You're acting." I said, "No, no, no. I'm not acting. I'm just fooling myself. I'm lucky
mm.
that I'm making money. I'm lucky that people are liking what they are seeing, what they are seeing me still in characters with my pathetic acting, but they still don't know the noise I'm withholding inside, you know,
Mm.
or the storm that is inside me." And so that's where it started for me. And then, yes, it was, I don't call it a difficult path, it was a path of courage. Because to stand in front of you and pinpoint yourself day and night, to correct yourself, or to kind of identify and pinpoint every day, it takes a lot of courage. And somehow I think I gathered courage. And I live in that kind of process even now. Um, and then, yeah, and then I kind of gave it, time. I gave it, I did a lot of work on myself, on my craft. I took decisions based on learning, you know, and then one thing led to the other. And I was away for 4 or 5 years, and that's one, not advice, but that's one thing I share with all my friends. Sometimes just leave everything,
Mm.
and just go away. But I'm not saying go away to Europe or go to film music festivals and mess out and like come back even more lost. But you go away to find yourself, which you don't again have to go to the Himalayas to do that. You can find yourself in a room, but going away from the noise, from the world, from the shackles outside. And I came back, and then I restarted. I did my first screen test after coming back was Kai Poche, which is a movie.
Mm.
It was almost like a first movie I did when I came back, and a new journey started, a new thinking started, and then of course, like you said, one thing leads to the other. You know,
Yes. That was an acknowledgement from my dog as well, that
great.
she enjoys this. I totally agree with you, yeah. And while you talk about courage, I must add that it takes unabashed courage to speak the way you do. And it's so refreshing to see that, you have the depth, you have them, and someone, who's really committed to their craft, who really has, found that line of purpose. I think this comes as a package deal with that. And, I feel somebody who is purpose bound, like I'm a motivational speaker, and I tell people that your career choice, your purpose shapes you. It has to improve you. Like, for instance, I've been a motivational speaker for 25 years, and I have to walk the talk. I can't be having problems in my family and trying to solve other people's problems. I can't be doing things that I am telling others not to do, and I've been very busy at it. So it's not that I'm a one-off motivational speaker. I have really, really worked, and today people look at me as though I have no problems. Even if I tell someone, oh, this is a problem I have, and they'll say, तुम्हें क्या problem हो सकती है? तुम तो पूरी दुनिया को बता, so, and which is correct. So I have learned to find my own solutions, that even if I have a problem, I solve it immediately. So the impact of my work, I say I'm the greatest beneficiary of my work. And while that's true for you, but also self improvement, staying on the path, growing, is a choice. It doesn't come as a deal, because I see a lot of people who are walking the path of whatever career choices they have made and haven't grown one bit. Udhar ki udhar hi hai. So for somebody to say you are just the same is no longer a compliment. They should be saying, "Ab badal gaye hain,"
Exactly.
not the wife, your spouse, to say you have changed, in a negative manner. But I think that is really, really amazing. And I have great for you, because with this set right, whatever you do, right now it's acting, but whatever you do in the future, of course you'll shine at it, and you already do,
Thank you.
so
Priya, also, I think, like you said, another thing which I felt in life, because a lot of people ask me, And right, like you said, I feel happy with everyone every time when people meet me, especially friends and people who matter. Oh, you've changed. And
Huh.
of course, they don't say on my looks because they know that's my art because I keep changing as people, but they feel I've changed in energy or, just calmness, stillness. And so I never had an answer. And finally, a couple of years back, I had to dig in. I said, yes, I have. Why am I changing? And like
Yeah.
another word that comes to me is the willingness.
Hmm.
It's my will to not change, but it's my will to keep getting better at everything, at communicating with people, at my work, at just my
Hmm.
existence, at how I am in a space of calmness and peace and just centered. And it's all easy said than being and done, right? But I think the willingness of anything also helps us to be on that path. And it's like an exercise, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's an exercise which you have to do every day,
Right.
subconsciously, create few things consciously, and just keep moving, you know. And yeah, so I just think that word willingness also makes us do a lot of things that we do and become the
Yeah.
will to
And
do. Yeah.
it shows on you.
Right.
So it's like some people have to say a lot to convince, but it doesn't show. दिख तो नहीं रहा है. It's like saying, oh, I'm dieting.
Uh,
Show on you.
yeah,
कि
many years back, I had a guy in the gym. He had a like punch,
हाँ.
and he was he was weak, and he's giving me some gyan on gym. And I just told him, I said, "Bhai, pehle tu fit ho jaye yaar."
Exactly. Exactly.
First you become, so it's like the same thing. So I understand what you say, but uh, it's like they say practice what you preach.
Yes.
And I think we need both in today's world because we need I was never so forthcoming. I didn't have the ability to talk.
Hmm.
I don't know whether I was shy or did I lack in confidence, or again maybe I didn't have the will. But when I started realizing, because I was learning a lot from people,
Hmm.
their stories, their shortcomings. I have learned a lot from books, self-help books. That's why they're the conversation you and I were having. There's some people who impacted me, some people whose books I read and I found them pretentious and not helpful.
Hmm.
And I even went on. I'll be very honest to your Instagram, not to spy on you, but I just think it's just. Uh, because I was reading something on you, and that took me to your Instagram, and I spent a lot of time on Instagram, because I have a kind of that's where I communicate, right? And I
Right.
saw some videos of yours, and they were just very simple. They were just very simple, like, and life is simple. It's just that we always, even in the gym, we want to do extraordinary exercise and get injured because they look
Hmm.
fancy. And even in life, we want like big changes. We want big impact, and we forget that everything is very simple and baby steps.
Exactly. I
When I ask you
mean,
something on writing, because you're a writer, and this is a very very genuine question, not the 5 6 they had sent me. You know, uh, so I have great thoughts,
hmm. Hmm.
and 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 I attempt writing, and I'm writing something. I keep scribbling something. What would be your advice to like budding writers who are good at it, and to
Hmm. Hmm.
miserable budding writers who have the will but are unable to? Like, how do you do it? How did you write 12 books or 20 books? 12.
12. 12.
12. There'll be 20 soon. I can guarantee that.
I have 6 more releasing.
Okay.
So
Oh,
one of my books made into web series on Z5 itself,
yeah,
the
then.
Final
Yes.
Call. And
Yes.
the season 2 is also another book of mine. So, which is like very nice. I think, see, as a writer or as a creative person or as any professional that one is, I think honesty to what you really want to do and commitment to what you really want to do is primary. For instance, when I wrote my first book, the publisher gave me a guideline. Why don't you write this? Since you're a speaker, why don't you write on these topics? And I'm like, I speak as it is on that topic. I don't feel like writing on that topic. I want to write stories. I want to write a story format. And they said, look, it won't work, but if you write self-help, like a self-help book, it'll work. But that's not, I'm not looking at what will work. I want to see what I want to do really. So I wrote my book. first book is called I Am Another You. It's about a trip I took in Netherlands and spent with the shamans. I have this fascination for wisdom, for people, who have other viewpoints on life that work, simplistic. So I wrote that book, and they said, "Oh, can you write it like this? Can you write it like that?" I'm like, "Then you write it. This is how I write. I have nothing else." And that book went on to be a bestseller, and therefore I am here 12 books later. But I think a lot of writers start with the point, what shall I write about? What will sell? Hey, you write what's in your heart. Let it not sell, but at least start expressing, and be true to what you want to do. I mean, I have publishers who tell me, "Isme thoda twist dal do. Can you complicate this a little bit?" And I'm like, "It's my story. Why don't you write a story with twists and complications?" Because there are 100 ways to tell a story. So, and that's where the thing is. And give it a shot. Give every story a shot. Like, even if I start writing and I say, I don't know where the story is going, I'll still give it an end and finish it. I'll give my characters a proper end. Otherwise, if half of my characters are lost in oblivion, I don't think I can ever write a book. So I think completion is important. Sticking to your idea is important. It will take you somewhere.
Amazing. It's like we always, I think it's just human tendency to listen to something and attach it to like your reality and surrounding. So even in films, this happens. Like especially when because once you become a little successful and you've proved a little, then you are allowed more space. And
Yeah.
eventually, we think we are being allowed space, but even the producer and the people and the publisher, they are just putting money. I don't think so. Everybody has the same conviction, and I just feel a lot of people actually lack in imagination and conviction. But it's okay. I mean, in the world, everyone doesn't need to be kind of torched. But in movies as well, when we are starting, everyone said, like, people even told me to shave my hair. There's a guy in this industry, one big producer and one big actor who I used to really respect. Not big actor, but like he was a good actor who did like decent job. And I remember him coming to me in a cafe. He said, "Hey, why are you looking like that?"
Oh my God.
I said, "What do you mean?" And just like a day before, my studios were very happy with the way I'm looking because I was looking my character. And they said, "We've got the look. We're so happy and proud, and we know you will create magic." And I had a great session, director, writer, studio. These are big people, in the business, and everybody like, encouraging me to go and do right. And I meet this guy in a cafe. I'm sitting in a corner, big daddy, and like really, really in my zone. I just went out to have coffee, and he saw me. He said, "What's wrong with you? Are you depressed?" I said, "No, sir, I'm absolutely okay." He said, "Why are you looking like this? You used to look like such a nice, cute chocolate boy."
Uh-huh.
He said, "I never looked like a cute chocolate boy. I might have done a character which might look like that." And then instantly he didn't grasp that, and he said, "Why do you have hair?" And he was shocked as if I'm some alien. I said, "Hair, sir, hair तो सबके पास है. आपको 50 साल की हो गया, आपको hair क्यों नहीं दिख रहा आपका? आपका hair देर चला गया लग रहा है. ऐसा आपका ये hair देर हो रहा है." I started being funny. He reprimanded me. He said, "You used to be such a good-looking guy. What is this? You're looking like this crazy Hulk." So then when he was going, I said, "Sir, Hulk makes a lot of money.
Yeah,
When the
yeah.
Hulk comes on screen, people feel protected. I'm doing a role like that." And I'm actually very surprised that I used to look up to you, but sir, ये hair तो होना ही चाहिए ना. आदमी के hair नहीं होगा तो किसका आएगा hair? So
Maybe
a
he
lot of
wanted to get
people.
you know,
Sorry.
competition. Maybe he wanted to get you out of the way, your competition.
He didn't have hair. He wanted to compete, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying that it's like as you said that we are always told what to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody just comes, and I think, like you said, it's so important to have that. You should just know, especially when you're creating something. I think writing is also a supreme form of art, and it has so much power to teach and mold and or like course correct. And it is so important not to sell out, because if you sell out, you might still make money and achieve something, but the impact will not be as maybe the way you are impacting now, or anyone who's just true to their core and to their calling.
Absolutely. But it takes a lot of self-confidence and certainty to hold your ground. Like, people by one negative message on Instagram, and to have be successful tell you, not in a positive light. I think that's a lot to stand your ground and to say, hey, I'm good. I think something off with your perception. So I think the youngsters can learn a lot from that, because this has led to a lot of issues which were unheard of until years ago, because we didn't have this kind of impact of instant gratification or instant disappointment. So and there again it goes back to your root of having this depth in knowledge and wisdom and self improvement and self awareness, that you're aware that it's him, it's not me. So I think, and especially for an actor, because you're always subject to public opinion, and it impacts people. So to continue on that, I think that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
really,
it's
really.
like Apple and Android. I always give this example. Like if Apple got like worried with every great
Ah.
program Android made, or
Hmm.
Android or Samsung got upset with everything Apple made, there wouldn't be these two great classifications of these two kind of models, right? So
Yeah.
I think just that awareness and the ability and the confidence to yes acknowledge the good that is happening, but stay true to your course. Like when I started earlier, I didn't dance. Not
Hmm.
that I don't know how to dance. Like if I'm if I am on a date, or if I with my wife, if I have to go to a ballroom, I will pick classes.
Hmm.
I'll pick up something and I will learn and I'll dance. But I don't like dancing. And when I early in my career, I went to a party and that kind of repulsed me because few people came and said dance karo.
Ah.
I said, look, I'm not a paid guy here. You not called me to dance here, first of all. Plus, why should I dance? It's
Yeah.
11 o'clock at night. I sleep at 11 o'clock at night. He said, नहीं तुम तो
Ah.
एक्टर हो तो तुम डांस करो. तो मैंने कहा ये किसने बोला आपको? मैंने कहा ब्रैड पिट को बोलोगे, डैनियल डेलुस को बोलोगे नाचने के लिए.
Yeah. Exactly.
तो वो, of course it's changing. Nobody does that, But then that impacted me, and then a lot of people didn't give me films. They say यार
Hmm.
ये character artist है because ये dance नहीं करता. Even my
Oh.
agents back in the day said, why don't you do dance lessons? I
Huh.
said,
Huh.
I've done a lot of lessons in life. The action lessons in life. My action is different. You give me action, I'll show you how to jump from windows and from buildings, and and real action. How gladiators do. I have a skill set. Maybe you're not
Hmm.
buying right now. Maybe the market is not there. But I'm going to keep
Hmm.
working on that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm not going to dance because I don't like dancing. I
Hmm.
don't like
Yeah.
dancing movies. I will
Yeah.
love dance with my friends on their birthday, but that'll be private.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I went through that, and then then I had this stubbornness. I said, you know what, I'm going to be an actor. You know, I will continue acting, and I will continue doing, even if they give me 10-minute part, 20-minute part. This is my skill set. So if
Yeah.
there's only
Yeah.
1% people who want to watch this right now, I'll work for 1% people, and I will hope that 1% becomes two, three, four, five. But I will not change my demographics, my art. It's like you said, the way you want to tell your book, the way you want to write your book, you'll write. 10 people read, 100 read. That's not your because you can't write for that. Then you're catering.
Yeah.
Then you
Exactly.
might as well do a job in the bank then.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. How cool, yeah. It's awesome how you talk. It's such a
No,
honor to.
no, no.
It's like people tell me sometimes I go for a get together. They'll say, "कोई बात सुनाओ." मैं क्यों
हाँ,
सुन बात खुद
हाँ,
पढ़ लो. I've come.
हाँ,
I've also come here to be entertained or chat
हाँ,
with you. I want
हाँ.
to start working again and not pay. So yeah. So I know exactly what you mean. We also have this theme here on the platform about OTT being pitched as an Atmanirbhar platform. So, what do you think about self-reliance with OTT, or how can it be used as a self-reliant platform?
So by now, and Priya, I think you know that I'll need few help sessions and few self-help books from you. I'm pretty twisted in my ideas of life. For me,
Hmm.
Atma Nirbhar means Atma. Atma is spirit,
Yes.
human spirit,
Yeah.
and the universe spirit, which also is the spirit of God.
Hmm.
It's the
Hmm.
spirit
Hmm.
of universe, whatever you believe in. And there's a
Yes.
spirit inside us. I
Right.
feel if you acknowledge that spirit and be dependent on that spirit, it
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
guide you. And that spirit wants you to dance, not in parties because you're an actor, but that spirit wants you to dance, smile, be happy, have compassion, have love for your environment and everything around you. And if you can do that, you'll be the happiest dancing. I'm even dancing in my sleep. I'm always dancing. You know, that is my take on Atmanirbhar. And that you can also call self-reliant, self-consciousness, whatever meaning you want to take on. And because for me that is the source, the spirit is the
Right.
source for everything. We just get lost in the physical flora fauna of life, and we look for instant gratification, we want big changes and big things, but life for me is just the spirit. You tap in the spirit, and life is sorted. It takes 1 second. I met an amazing man many years back. He wanted to teach me meditation, so I did a class with him. I had a lot of unrest. I had a very unrest mind when I was younger. So I did one session with him, and I started crying. I had never felt like that, in my life. So I was, and then that person. I was one day, the whole day at his ashram, and I had lunch with him. Then evening, I had another session with somebody, and at early evening, I was in audience with him, and we had dinner. And I asked him, I said, "Can I ask you how many years did you take to learn meditation?" I mean, it took me 18 years.
Oh my God.
But I'll teach you in one day. I realized I was pushing it. We don't need 18 years to learn anything. It's right in that moment.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I've digressed from question. That's one good thing about me. But yeah, I'm coming. So OTT, now this is a very big subject. A lot of questions get attached to it. It has a certain kind of relevant space because of the attention it has now, but it has been there. And with all the
Right.
5Gs, and I don't know how many Gs, every 6 months there's going to be 5G, 6G. That's another subject. But all your Netflixes, Hulu, HBO, I mean, they've been there for like about half a decade. In India, it's creating noise because our internet connectivity has grown. And the awareness, of course, world is becoming a smaller kind of
Yeah.
a smaller place. So I think where OTT is rising and will kind of continue rising is because when you watch a movie, so I'm going to compare it to the movies. When you watch a film, it's by appointment.
True.
You buy
True.
a ticket, and it is shared with 400, 300, 200, 100, depends, it is shared with people, you know.
Right.
Um, and with a lot of disturbance, with a lot of effort. Now, because of the internet, you are watching things on OTT. You're watching documentaries, web series, movies, intercultural movies, different countries, different languages. So I'm not going to talk about the benefits. There are many, many benefits that it is doing, right? But it's just now very, very Atmanirbhar, means again, it's very personalized. So I
Right.
think the ownership you are having on the content you're watching is much more.
True.
Hence, the reaction you are having on what you're watching is exaggerated.
Yeah.
You like something, you go mental. You pause, you go on Twitter and you say, wow. You dislike something and you go and say, why? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. I like your thoughts. Even if you digress, you're still making sense. I'm still picking up something and learning from it. So it's much welcome. And I also feel that technology, OTT, of course, but technology has offered self-reliance. That, earlier the struggle was harder because you were not connected. Now, your excuse is you're not doing enough. You are connected. Like
Yes.
people, can you introduce me to someone? I'm like, just go follow him on Twitter, write to him. Go anywhere. You don't need my introduction anymore.
Yes.
So if somebody really wants to make it, actually they can make it now. It was difficult in my times when you physically had to write letters, go sit outside somebody's office. Now you just it's so much easier. Yeah, it's whether you really want to do it. So I
Yes.
think technology has taken away excuses from people. If someone hasn't made it, then they really don't want to make it.
Absolutely. And
And
I also feel like people have changed. There are lesser layers in people. We are evolving. I mean, we are like
yes,
fifth dimension. I feel there's the source. I feel the source of light has changed. It's
Yes.
affecting some people more, but it eventually, if you see the babies, they are being born with more awareness. That means
Yeah.
the source of light has changed. You know, that's another
Absolutely.
chat. But um, very rightly said that if the utilization of the internet, the
Yes.
utilization of all these great apps and communication methods, OTT, if you do them correctly with intention and a mission, we are in a blessed time. And you're so right. When people talk to me, I'm very communicative with people, and when someone tells me, "Oh, I'm doing nothing," I said, "Then you're not. Then you're wasting 5G.
Yeah.
We are wasting the data you have on your phone. It's not meant
Exactly.
to just browse and troll people or talk shit.
Yeah.
Use
Yeah.
it, but you will only
Exactly.
use it when you have a mission. You don't have a mission. You're just going and you're 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 wasting 5G.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Pressure.
So I've, another because I think there there must be a lot of writers, because I have a feeling I'm meeting a lot of people these days, and so many people want to write, and they are unable to because they don't know. I mean, so allow me to ask you like some more question on that, and this will also help me because uh, I genuinely want to write, Priya. But then I have excuses. अभी picture release हो गई है, अभी next
Hmm.
character है तो मैं zone में हूँ, अभी in my tunnel. So I keep on that aspect. I'm still kind of, and then I
Hmm.
write few things and I don't like them, and I say, oh no, no, this is too preachy, and then I get confused. I say, okay, I'm going to write something else now. But that's the Gemini brain in me. But uh, what is important according to you or for you in writing when you are structuring characters, you know, or you just go for the story and the characters come in organically? Well, I am genuinely struggling with that.
I like your question, and I want to answer, and they're sending me messages. We have like 30 seconds left, 20 seconds left, and so on. And when they told me earlier that this is going to be a 45-minute chat, I'm like, 45 minutes? What will we talk? And you know what? It's gone. And I'm like, I want to talk more. I want to hear more. So,
Yeah, I'll
this,
message you. I'm
huh,
saying this live. You said that people should message on Instagram. I'll start messaging on Instagram. Don't
no, no,
complain later that
I,
Amit is stalking me.
I it's like has flown, and this is the first time I think I'm wishing I wish I had more time. And while you and I can chat, I think, including an audience is always nice. I mean, we're not just discussing something. I think it's very meaningful. I've taken notes while you were talking, Amit, and that is very rare. I must say, before, they somehow end this and we disappear, I must say that it's been an honor knowing you. What seems on the outside, and when you go closer, there's really nothing there. But we've closer look at you, and there is an ocean more. Like what you're showing us is just a little bit. And I would like more opportunities to chat with you, get to know you better. And about the writing, I will chat with you on that
I will
personally.
definitely. I think I found my. I always believe in anchors. I think I found my anchor on that. But
Mhm.
yes, there's an ocean, Priya. There's an ocean of silliness.
Oh, that's what is fun. That's the fun of life.
Yeah, but I love listening to you. I mean, I'm not saying this because you've said kind word, but I'm generally saying I love listening to you. You have, and your vibe. I think for me, it's all vibe first. Like I would
Yes,
think if I don't like the vibe, I don't listen.
yes, yes.
Because listening is very important for me. But your voice is what you say, and there's something very soothing about your voice and your vibe and energy.
Amit,
So
I'm going 2 days longer. You know, add days to my life. Seriously, thank you. Amazing. Yes, I'm getting some like serious messages on my
like
computer.
what? Just hang up.
So when you come in and take over, please do.
Okay, but I think that so we do,
Fine.
you're not answering the question, but allow Tushar. At least that question is important. I think a lot of people would benefit from it. I can get my answer from her. I will reach out on Instagram, but I don't know. Okay, whatever these people say.
We can allow you for a minute more, sir.
Thank you.
Sure, you
Very
can answer
grateful to
that
you.
question.
Thank you for the allowance.
Okay, so well, I feel that when one starts writing, don't stop. Like I have written all my books in less than 5 days. 5 days is max. The outer one, every book that I have written. And my books have won a total of 42 international awards. So there must be something I'm doing right. And no awards are in India, because in India, I get so many emails, you pay so much money, you get an award, and I'm not really.
I know the drill.
And every week there is, but anyways, but I don't leave it. If I have come up with an idea, I will write it through. And generally, I'll tell you honestly, the first day it's all crap. Because you're stressed out. There are so many other things going on. So my thoughts are not aligned. Like I'm just saying, delete, delete. So I have a folder. I don't delete anymore. I still write. It's like meditation, since you've done that. Now imagine when you're meditating, you start to meditate, the fuzzle happens in the first 10-15 minutes. You're trying to calm down, you're trying to push a thought, you're trying to acknowledge, and then the longer you stay, the deeper you go, and there is one point in time when nothing exists and you really have that experience that they are asking you. Now imagine if I keep breaking the flow every 15 minutes. Oh, it's not working. Now I go have a cup of coffee, sit to meditate again. 15 minutes again, the mind is going everywhere. So keeping at it and not leaving it. So in the 5 days that I sit to write, I tell my team, do what you want. I will not hold you to it. Don't call me for anything, because I want to take this through and see if this story is worth it. And I tell you, every time I may have started with another thought, and in the middle, it just turns into something magical. And I write whatever comes. So I have never started from chapter one. I may start from the end, and then start building it. So I don't question the creativity. I don't stop the flow. I don't get distracted. I feel if I have taken up something, if something has come to me, let me do it full justice to completion. And I've never abandoned a book. So that's the process. And it does get confusing day one, day two, but stay at it. You will find that spot and never leave.
They always
So
say, right, the proof of the cake is in the pudding, right? But
yeah,
like you said, I mean, what you teach people about like consistency and stuff, I think you are applying that to your method and your process.
yes. Thank you, and thank you for insisting and allowing me this time. This has been such a pleasure, Amit. More power to you. You have won a fan,
Oh
not
no.
just for
No.
but are
I need a
and
friend. I think I don't even allow my fans to be my fans. I have a philosophy. I think it's like, how we upgrade our relationships. I think your relationship with your fans and the viewers should also upgrade.
yes,
So as soon as I start communicating with my fan, I say, my fan. Now you're my fam. The
oh
N
wow,
becomes M. I just feel
yes,
just fans, just thinking the whole world is your fan is a very, very shallow thought.
true, yeah,
So, but I think I've earned a friend, and allow me to get in touch with you.
yes,
And I would like to know you more and read your book.
yes, of course. I will make sure you do.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you.
That was
Yes,
indeed a
madam.
fun session. I'm sure the audience loved it.
You said 45 minutes. This is just like 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. We really exceeded by like 6 minutes already.
We crossed 45 minutes?
Yes,
Seriously? No way. What's the time?
it's 10:36 now.
Oh, it's 9.
Okay. So to thank all of you, I would also like to thank the audience. Thank you for joining in. Thank you to our valued partners, Google, InMobi, Facebook, Microsoft, Zendesk, Adobe, Infobip, Freshworks, and Tara Teleservices. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back up with our next session after a short 10-minute break. Please do visit the expo hall and check out the booths on display. Thank you.